Hello and welcome to Northeast Tonight, the show that decodes the region. I am Wasbir Hussain. Last week's shootout near Bordumsa in eastern Assam's Tinsukia district between the Ulfa Independent and a joint Assam Police CRPF team has once again put the spotlight back on the Ulfa, or the United Liberation Front of Assam. On one hand, none other than Union Minister of State for Home, Kiren Rijiju, has said that the Union government has agreed almost all the demands put forward by the pro-talk Ulfa group headed by Rabindra Rajkwa, and that a peace agreement with the Ulfa has reached almost the signing stage. On the other hand, the hardline Ulfa faction, or Ulfa Independent, headed by Paresh Barua, has demonstrated that it is still a force to reckon with following the Bordumsa shootout in which a young Assam police officer lost his life. Moreover, if reports are to be believed, the Ulfa Independent rebels had used Israeli-made X-95 high-caliber assault rifles that can fire up to 900 rounds per minute during the encounter. This only means that Paresh Barua and company are in possession of sophisticated automatic weapons and that they are not really short on funds. Several questions arise. Is the Ulfa Independent stepping up its violent activities in view of the Ulfa government peace talks reaching an advanced stage? Is it an attempt to sabotage the Rabindra Rajkwa Anup Chetia-led Ulfa peace process? What are the options before the government? Can there be lasting peace in Assam without the Paresh Barua group? That is the key question. Can there be lasting peace in Assam with the Paresh Barua group outside the purview of the peace process? What does the Rajkwa Chetia group want? Do they want Paresh Barua to join the peace process? We shall try and seek answers. But before that, let us listen in to what Ulfa General Secretary Anup Chetia, currently engaged in the peace talks with the centre, told me when I spoke to him earlier. My guest today is Mr. Anup Chetia, the General Secretary of the United Liberation Front of Assam, currently engaged in peace negotiations with the government of India. Mr. Anup Chetia, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. First of all, Mr. Anup Chetia, how are you looking at the Bordumsa incident? After a long time, there was a direct encounter between the Ulfa Independent and the security forces in which Assam police, a young officer, lost his life. What does this Bordumsa incident broadly signify?
It was very unfortunate. We lost one brave police officer, Bhaskar Kolita.
Yes.
We are very much sorry for, and we pray for her, his departed soul also. Passes our condolence to their family also, because he has two small kids, and they lost their beloved father. We are very sorry for them, and I think most of this incident was unfortunate. One thing is that Ulfa Independent is still active, and they have a strong power, because today also we got the information from the newspaper, from the media, that they use latest sophisticated arms.
Yes, I am coming to ask you this question. Now, they have used, according to our information, they have used Israeli-built X-95 high-caliber assault weapons that can fire 750 to 850 or 900 rounds per minute. So, this means that, as you said, Ulfa today, even today, they are not a spent force. They have strong, sophisticated weapons. That means they also have funds, money to buy these weapons. What do you think?
Yeah, that's correct, because they got the sophisticated arms from Israel, because it is not a easy matter, because they have the relation with the Israeli also, because they got the, otherwise from the smugglers, or by any means they got the sophisticated arms from the Israel.
Israeli make.
Israel make, yeah.
So not necessarily from Israel, but Israeli make weapons.
Yeah. And another one is definitely they have the fund, because otherwise they cannot purchase the arms from the international market. And because one thing is that we know that due to this NIA, they are very active. NIA and some other agencies are also very active in Assam. They cannot collect the money very easily inside Assam. I think mostly that Ulfa Independent, they got some other source also. I suspect.
Some other source of funds.
I suspect that they got some other source of fund because they cannot collect money easily from Assam.
One thing is very clear that Ulfa today, even today, the Ulfa Independent is not a spent force.
Yeah, definitely they have a powerful force, but still they have the capability to strike because right now in Tinsukia district, especially in the border area of Nagaland, Arunachal, Tinsukia, Sunari, like this, in that area, security forces are very active.
Yes.
In that area, they have whatever I know that they are moving freely in that area.
Stepping up of operation by Ulfa Independent. Now, do you think that it is could be an attempt to sabotage the ongoing peace talks between the Ulfa, that is your organization, and the government of India?
I don't think so. Whatever I know, I talked to him also. He don't have any relation.
He has no intention of sabotaging the peace talks.
Yeah.
Do you want Paresh Barua to join the peace process?
As for the better interest of the Assam, for the permanent solution, for the permanent peace in the Assam, he should come forward and he should join in the peace process. But this government of India should take proper initiative and respect with a full respect to Ulfa Independent, and I think it will be good for the people of Assam if government of India came forward.
Do you think the government of India should give the Ulfa Independent an opportunity to come and place all their demands before them?
But one thing is that why government of India oppose this? Because they will submit their demands. There is no there should not be any objection from the government of India.
To listen to them.
Definitely, first the government of India have to listen their views, what they want, what is their opinion.
Right at the first step.
First step, if government of India refuse, that I think most probably that will be the at a big blunder for the government of India, for the people of Assam.
Are you going to tell the government of India to give this opportunity to Ulfa Independent?
Definitely. If I made some, I think most probably our interlocutor will come shortly. Definitely, we will put this question, this issue to the government of India through our interlocutor, and I like to request through you people also to the Paresh Barua also. Negotiation should be face to face, not over telephone, not over other communication system. Therefore, I request to the Paresh Barua also, I request to the government of India also to come closer, to send some emissary to meet Paresh Barua.
Okay, I am now joined from Kolkata by Mr. Subir Bhaumik, author and security analyst. In Guwahati, I have ASU advisor Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharya. Former Alpha leader Sunil Nath, currently a writer and columnist, joins me from Tejpur, and our studios in Guwahati, I have Mr. Dilip Bora, former DGP, Civil Defense and Home Guards, Assam Police, and Mr. Mayur Bora, writer and commentator. Let me go first to Mr. Subir Bhaumik in Calcutta. Mr. Subir Bhaumik, how are you looking at the Bordumsa shootout, the Bordumsa encounter last Friday, and what is the broad picture that you see out of this incident?
Well, the only thing that I can make out of this whole incident is that the Alpha Independent, headed by Paresh Barua, is still not exactly in a mood to come and sit on the table and join the process of negotiation. They still want to live to fight another day. They still believe that fighting for the independence of Assam has some value for them, you know, whatever others may think. So the fact that they are, going and attacking security forces also indicates that there is some level of confidence in taking on the security forces, which was absent for a while, which would indicate three things. A, they would have got new weapons. They would have had now a new group of cadres who are willing to take on the security forces, which for a while was not happening, because a number of Alpha cadres were willing to come out. Some of them have strayed away, some of them, and at least one senior leader like Partho Gogoi had been executed according to reports because he was willing to start talks which the boss was not willing to. So, and the third important thing that comes out of this whole thing is, you know, the weapons used. To the best of my knowledge, the bullets that killed Bhaskar Kalita, the OC, were fired from a Tavor rifle. Now, Tavor is an Israeli rifle, which is surprising. Normally, our idea has been that the Alpha and the extremists of Northeast are getting Chinese weapons, but some of them were also...
They are also using Chinese weapons, including the Type 81 assault rifles, which are far superior than the AK-47. We'll come to that. But quickly, Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee, your opening remarks. How are you looking at the Bordumsa incident? Do you think it is going to affect the ULFA Pro-Talk peace process between the ULFA Pro-Talk and the government of India? Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee.
First of all, I'd like to say that the people of Assam, the All Assam Students Union, we want a violence-free atmosphere in the state. We'd like to appeal, and we are appealing to all the insurgents groups, arms groups of the state, and also the government to shun violence, because people of Assam want a violence-free atmosphere in the state. So we are always advocating for a violence-free atmosphere in the state. So at this juncture, we'd like to appeal to the all arms groups and government to shun violence and create a violence-free atmosphere in the state so that the peace process can continue. And people of Assam and ASU, we are for
Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee, we all want peace, you want peace, we want peace. But basically my question to you once again, Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee, do you see this incident as an attempt by the ULFA Independent to sabotage the ongoing peace process between the Pro-Talk Alpha group headed by Arvind Rajkua and the Indian government?
See, the arms groups should realize the people's sentiment. What is the people's sentiment? People want a violence-free atmosphere in the state and a permanent solution of this problem. If problem is there, the problem is there, and it is because of the political injustice and economic exploitation on the part of the government of India. The problem is there. Why this problem? Because of the political injustice and economic exploitation in the state of Assam. But what is the feeling of the people of Assam? The people of Assam is very clear that there should be a violence-free atmosphere. At the same time, there should be a permanent solution. So, as a guardian of the country, it is the duty of the government to initiate a continuous political initiative. So that this problem can be solved permanently.
Continuous political initiative is necessary. That is what Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee is saying. Mr. Sunil Nath, you have seen both sides of the coin. You have been within the organization, and last many years you have seen the ULFA transform, the ULFA split, and now you have also seen the ULFA, a group of it, engaged in the peace process. My question to you, Mr. Sunil Nath, do you think permanent peace in Assam is possible with the signing of a deal with the Pro-Talk ULFA faction and Paresh Barua out of the peace process?
Sorry, sir. Can you please repeat the question?
Can you hear me, first of all, Mr. Sunil Nath? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, but can you please increase the volume a little bit?
Okay. Can you hear me, Mr. Sunil Nath?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay. Now, my question to you was, you have seen both sides of the coin. You have been with the organization, and the last many years you have seen the ULFA transform. You have seen the ULFA split into two groups. You have also seen ULFA Pro-Talk engaged in talks with the government of India. My question to you, do you think permanent peace is possible in Assam with only a deal with one group led by Arvind Rajkua and Paresh Barua out of it?
No, I think there has to be a comprehensive talk process with all the groups included, like what is going on in Nagaland, and any comprehensive solution which ushers in permanent peace has to include everybody, including Paresh Barua and Alpha Independent, with some part remaining in the jungles and the fight going on, Bordumsa is an obvious example. So, though the mainstream Alpha that have entered into peace talks with India is at peace with the government, violence is going on. So, if we want to, like my good friend Samujal Bhatta said, if we want to take care of the violence, we have to have a comprehensive and complete solution which includes everybody.
That is the point, which includes everything. Mr. Dilip Bora, you are vastly experienced. You had been the DGP. You had seen. You had also written about it in your capacity as you wear two hats actually. You had been a police officer of a very, very successful career. You had also been a writer of a great accomplishment. My question to you, Mr. Dilip Bora, is this: what is the option before the government of India? Now, Paresh Barua is doing a flip-flop. He has not really categorically said that he is ready to come for peace talks. He has said it even yesterday that I will consider coming to peace talks provided the government of India considers the Alpha issue as a political problem and provided they allows us the opportunity to present all our demands. That includes his core demand of sovereignty. So that is what he is saying. Now, will the Alpha Pro talk government of India, can that accord wait indefinitely to try and bring Paresh Barua also to be a part of it? What do you think?
Personally, I think that Paresh Barua is heading a most important insurgent group in Assam. I think it is the most important one. And for peace, for a permanent peace to be in Assam, it is very essential to have him in the talks. Anyway, he has put forward certain conditions. In any negotiations, conditions will be there. So, when he has said that I am ready to come forward, only condition that governments will consider his demands, which includes the core demand of independence of Assam. There is actually a bargaining point. I personally believe that it is a bargaining point. And that bargaining point gives him some strength. And to show that he is still strong, this Bordumsa incident has taken place. It is a message to government of India. That is my personal view. That he is trying to say that include me in the process. Otherwise, this whole peace process that you are going through may not bring the fruit that you desire.
Absolutely.
That is a very important point, I think. And about the other things, anyway, other things we'll talk later.
We'll carry on this discussion. This is a very interesting opening remark made by Mr. Dilip Bora. Mayur Bora, you know, Mr. Subir Bhaumik, which also an extremely veteran in the field of, he has been covering insurgency for 35 years now. He has written extensively about it. My question to you, Mayur, Subir Bhaumik has said the Bordumsa incident is a clear indication by Paresh Barua that he is not interested in the peace talks. Whereas, Mr. Dilip Bora has said that by the Bordumsa incident, the ULFA has demonstrated its strike potential and also sent a message to the government of India that we are a very big player, we are a very big force, include us in the peace process. How are you looking at it?
See, it is very difficult to read the minds of Paresh Barua, but it can be both. But before that, I will tell you just two things, that my condolences and prayers for the family of Bhaskar Kolita, and secondly to Paresh Barua directly, that the sky over Assam is already devoid of stars, so don't try to add darkness to the sky by bringing on unnecessary violence and all. Now, having said that, we must try to realize why Alpha has emerged. What is the cause for the birth of Alpha? Alpha initially was a manifestation of various problems which Samujjal Bhattacharya has also told about political injustice and economic exploitation. But over a period of time, it is much to the dissatisfaction and disappointment of the indigenous people of Assam. Alpha, despite becoming a spent force, also becoming a problem in the minds of the people. I think this is one thing Paresh Barua must realize, that while trying to amplify and flag the problem of Assam, they themselves to some extent have become a problem.
Can you explain that? Can you explain that part?
I think I can explain that. See,
very quickly.
Alpha initially they have got a lot of support because of the Robin Hood kind of image they have brought in the minds of Assam, but later on because of their excessive reliance on arms power and also on money, Because Parag Das, Ujit Bhuya, all those people around 20 years back, they have transcendently criticized Alpha only because of that. I don't have anything to say. I know that there are problems being faced by northeastern region because when Ganga had around Ganges, the river Ganges had got 6 breezes, Brahmaputra did not have one. Only during 62, 63, then you know about the agitation for the refinery and all other stuff. So Alpha in a backdrop,
that is the backdrop. That is the
which
backdrop.
Alpha was born, I think there is a lot of reality. There is a practical thing because of which, but after being born, the kind of reliance they have put on armed violence and all, I think because of that, the peace-loving Assamese people are disappointed with them. So
now, Sunil Nath, which interpretation would you like to go with? Subir Bhaumik has said that the Bordumsa incident, through the Bordumsa incident, Paresh Barua wants to give a message that he is not interested in the peace process, whereas Mr. Dilip Bora is saying that through the Bordumsa incident, by demonstrating its capacity to strike, Paresh Barua has said that, okay, I am a very big force, include me in the dialogue process. What is your personal assessment?
First of all, I would like to clarify that since I am in Tezpur, I haven't heard all the panelists' views very clearly, but what the gist I get is that, see, first I would like to set the record straight. Bordumsa incident wasn't an encounter by Alpha. It was basically Alpha cadres resting and Assam police personnel went after them and attacked them. And there was an encounter when they had to open fire in self-defense. And unfortunately, a very brave young policeman died. It's a tragic incident. But Bordumsa wasn't an incident initiated by Alpha. First, that's the record.
No, but that is
then,
true. Mr. Sunil Nath, you are right. You are right.
Yes.
Bordumsa is not an incident triggered by the Alpha. You are right there. But the point is, the moment the Assam police arrived, the Ulfa could have fled. But they decided to engage. They were by all accounts, we were not there, we cannot say for sure, and the police will not tell us the entire story at the moment. But from what is emerging is that it is the Ulfa which attacked the approaching Assam police vehicles.
Okay. I also don't know the exact circumstances of the case.
Yes.
But whatever that be, the thing is that it wasn't a pre-planned attack on the Assam police. Okay, it was a chance encounter.
Right.
The next point, I'm sorry, what was the main point that you were asking?
The main point, which is the which of the arguments you are going to accept? Whether it was an indication that Paresh Barua is not interested in the talks, or as Mr. Dilip Bora said, that through that incident, Ulfa has made it a strong plea that, okay, we are a big force, include us in the process, peace process.
You see, I have always maintained that Alpha is a state of mind in Assam. Alpha independent now. The quantity and strength, exact strength, tactical strength doesn't count that much. The thing is that Alpha exists in varying proportions in the mind of Assamese people, especially the youth. Whatever is going on in Assam now is only increasing that, stoking the dying embers.
Yeah.
So, I hope the government of India realizes that the liberalism that Rajiv Gandhi displayed in Delhi, from Delhi, while negotiating the Assam Accord, if that liberalism continues, then these grievances, this sense of not getting something might be addressed. But otherwise, taking on a strong hand and ignoring Assamese sentiments would only, flame up the embers again.
Absolutely. It cannot afford to ignore Assamese sentiments. Moir Bora, and I'll ask this question to Dilip Bora as well. Alpha is a state of the mind in Assam. Do you think that is the situation even today?
Absolutely, absolutely. It used to be a state
of mind. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I mean by that, at one point of time, 20, 25 years back, 30 years back, Alpha used to be a predominant state of mind in the most of the people. I will not say all the people, majority of the people, but over a period of time, when the Alphas, their philosophy and their excessive reliance on arms and money has not gone down well with the indigenous people. So their reputation and their, if you can tell the, say, TRP in the minds of people have declined, plummeted. And because of that, Alpha today is trying to, as Dilip Bora is also has said, is trying to indicate that we are also a powerful force. But it is, I have a slight.
Mr. Dilip Bora, this, if I have to take this Mayur Bora's argument further, now, is it, has the Alpha reached a situation where they have to say that we are a big force by engaging in a powerful attack?
The first thing I believe that ideology which actually gave birth to Alpha and other insurgent groups, that still persists in Assam. Because of these historical reasons are there.
The trigger factor remains the same.
Trigger factor remains same, and over the last 70 years of independence, things have not changed that much that Assamese mentality will change. Because whatever all said and done, Assam was an independent country till 1826. And that feeling is still there that we are not part of the mainland India, and because of various reasons. The government of India also has failed to a certain extent to wipe away this feeling of alienation.
But that again brings me the question.
That is why alienation, the feeling of alienation has not yet gone. That is why I do not subscribe to that theory that Alpha is completely wiped up from the mind of the Assamese people.
Just give me 30 seconds. See what has happened today in Assam. The whole mentality of the majority of the Brahmaputra Valley people is against the Citizenship Amendment Bill. But the government of India, the state is trying to assault the Assamese people's sentiment by imposing on a bill by which one government had came to power in 2016 promising Jati, Mati and Bheti. And now see what has happened. And if after this incident, more number of people from say Upper Assam go and join Alpha, can you and me discussing here, can we prevent that? We can't. That's why I said it's a state of mind.
I will take this question once again to, I'll have to go for a break, but before that, very quickly, Sunil Nath, you know, maybe 25 years ago, when you were with the Alpha, I mean, we remember meeting you in Narayanpur or some place like that in Lakhimpur district. My question to you, those days you are enjoying the support of the people. Otherwise, it was a village very close to the highway. Without the cooperation of the people, you could not have been living there rather comfortably. You know, it was just on the roadside. You had all the facilities. You had offered us a very good lunch also. My question to you, Sunil Nath, today, do you think that kind of a situation exists where the Ulfa can relax even in a remote village in Assam? That is my question.
If what is going on now goes on, then those days are coming back very soon, fortunately or unfortunately.
How do you say that? Why do you say that?
To have because what is happening in Assam today is what happened in Assam in 1983. In 1983, Delhi imposed an election on us which was tremendously unpopular for the Assamese people. And from then onwards, if you notice, Alpha had spurted its growth, and Alpha became a very to be taken care of force. And now what is happening is repeat of 1983. If government of India full-heartedly thinks that its majority in parliament and its stooge government in Assam is enough to
but I think you cannot say this is a democratically elected government. No, Sunil Nath, you cannot say this is a stooge government. This is a democratically elected government elected by the vast majority of the people of Assam, isn't it? You and I are a part of it.
Dear sir, you speak to the leaders of the state government in Assam privately, everybody will say that we are facing a very hard time. Delhi is upon us, we have to support the bill, but we know that we are losing ground in Assam. Go and talk to them in private.
Yes. Sunil Nath, stay on, hold on with your thoughts. Anything. I'll come back to you after this very short. Welcome back. I'll go straight to Subir Bhaumik. Subir, we have been also discussing whether the Bordumsa incident should be seen as an attempt by Paresh Barua and his group to sabotage the ongoing peace process between the Pro-Talk Alpha group and the government. Now, Kiren Rijiju has said that the government of India has accepted almost all the demands put forward by the Pro-Talk Alpha group, and that the accord actually can be signed anytime. Do you think it is an attempt at sabotaging this, Subir Bhaumik?
Well, that's certainly the case, because if Paresh Barua himself, and having known him for a while, if he is himself not sitting on the table and he believes in the Chinese proverb, I can tell you that under one sky there has to be one sun. So if there is an attempt by other leaders like Raj Kaur, Shashwat Chaudhary and Raju Barua to conclude the talks successfully with the center, and there are indications last week I was in Delhi and had a long chat with A.B. Mathur, the interlocutor, and he says that he is fairly confident of wrapping up this whole process in a month or so, maximum 2 months.
Yeah.
So things are at an advanced stage, and there is all likelihood that the Alpha agreement, or the agreement with the Alpha, the Pro-Talks Alpha, could actually happen before there is an agreement with the Nagas, which has been long awaited. So, in that case, Paresh Barua definitely be feeling some kind of an impulse to come out and thwart this peace process. Now, the point is, I don't really see the government of India backing off from signing an agreement with the Pro-Talk Alpha if the Pro-Talk Alpha leaders themselves are, agreeable. So I don't think that's the way it affects. But the Pro-Talk Alpha people may develop some amount of cold feet, because of this violence. They may think, well, can we really sell this agreement in Assam?
This has an impact on the Pro-Talk Alpha as well. As Subir Bhaumik is saying, this might make them raise this question amongst themselves at least, whether they can sell this agreement, or whether this agreement, or rather the impending agreement, is going to click. Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee, again the same question. Suppose Paresh, we have an accord tomorrow, peace accord, signed by Aravinda Rajkwa, Anup Chetia and the government of India. Paresh Barua is not there. Can we expect, you started your opening remark by saying that we want permanent peace in Assam. We all want. Every of our panelists, each of our panelists want, everybody in Assam wants. But do you think a permanent solution is possible without Paresh Barua or Alpha Independent?
So I'm just highlighting the main core thing, that is that it is the duty of the government to initiate a continuous political initiative, so that there can be a permanent solution of this problem.
Continuous political initiative. Sunil Nath, Samujjal Bhattacharjee is saying there should be a continuous political initiative. I presume that what he is saying is that even after you have signed a deal with the Pro-Talk, you should continue with your initiative to bring Ulfa Paresh Barua to the peace talks. You can even have another peace agreement if necessary. Is that the indication? Is it that how you look at it as well?
I'm sorry. I beg to differ here, because, like a series of negotiations and settlements won't lead us anywhere. Even if tomorrow Paresh Barua is not there, if the issues are not addressed properly and completely, someone else will step into his shoes, and the phenomenon continues. So, I sincerely request Government of India to holistically address the problem and understand the psyche of the Assamese people and the special circumstances where we entered the Indian Union. Respect our distinct characteristics, history and aspirations, and also be sensitive about the years of neglect that we have suffered in the Indian Union, independent Indian Union. If that happens, I don't think Alpha would exist. So Government of India has to create a situation where forces like Alpha doesn't have to exist, then it won't exist.
Absolutely. Now, Mr. Dilip Bora, interestingly, if the agreement, if the Ulfa Peace Accord is signed without Paresh Barua, and if the provisions in that agreement are not really satisfying, doesn't really satisfy the aspirations of, let's say, the Alpha itself, then Paresh Barua will have a very strong case of continuing with his entire violent struggle. Don't you think so?
No, first thing, I welcome any accord with insurgent groups in the interest of bringing peace and development to the state. We should be clear about that.
Yeah.
Then the point is that what kind of agreement is signed. That is very important. That what are the salient points where the decisions are being made? What are the things that have been considered to? What are the demands? Actually, so far, the people of Assam are not privy to what kind of actual demands are placed before the government of India and what kind of framework agreement is being prepared. Only after that we can say whether this accord can satisfy the aspirations of the Alpha or any other insurgent group, including the people of Assam. So that is one thing. Second thing, like Mayur Bora was pointing out at that time, that the present situation in Assam is very volatile, I must say. Even today, there are lots of discussions about what is going to happen in near future. If the situation is not tackled in the right way, that is the way that people of Brahmaputra wants, then you are further, creating a situation where people will be dissatisfied, younger lot will again go for arms and all that. That situation may again develop. That is why I am saying Alpha is getting new cadres. Please do not forget that. I have got information. Being a police officer, I still get some information from my people who know me. They are telling me that even now young boys are going there. So and this particular Bordumsa incident, I think, is a one manifestation of that. There may not be a encounter. That is not a provocation from the police, or Alpha has not attacked themselves in the beginning. But the thing is that they are capable. That is what I am trying to emphasize.
Amply demonstrated. That has been amply demonstrated. Now, I'll seek your response, Mayur Bora, but Subir Bhomik, this time, what did Paresh Barua say in the last 2 days? Mr. Paresh Barua said that, we are ready to join the peace process, provided the government considers our problem as a political problem and gives us an opportunity to present before them all our demands. Negotiations will take place later, but first of all, that's what I understood by what he said. He said that consider our problem as a political problem, give us the opportunity first to present before you all our demands. How are you looking at this latest statement of Paresh Barua? I know you said that you started by saying that he has been talking about this for the past 20 years. Subir Bhomik.
Well, that's something he has been saying for the last 20 years that I know of. It's an old record played again and again, that if you discuss the sovereignty of Assam, I'm prepared to sit on the table. Now, he knows for sure, Paresh, and we have discussed this between ourselves and, with other people that he has been talking to, that there is no government in India, far from being a BJP government, even a Devagowda government, would not be in a position to actually discuss the sovereignty of any part of India, certainly not Assam. So Paresh knows very well that this is something that is not going to be acceptable to Delhi. So he's putting this forward. This is basically a non-starter stuff that he's feeding.
Absolutely. Mayur Bora, now, you see, yesterday I was asking this question to Anup Chetia. Anup Chetia said that, okay, I am going to tell the government of India, because see, Anup Chetia today or for that matter, Rabindra Rajkot today is a very important player, because they are about to sign a peace accord with the government of India. Now, I asked him the question that, are you going to talk to the government of India or tell the government of India that you should also involve Paresh Barua and the peace? He said definitely, and he also said that that I will tell this to the government of India through our interlocutor, and he also suggested that the government of India should send an emissary to meet Paresh Barua and prepare the ground. Now, are you seeing a new thing in what Paresh Barua said, or do you think it is, as Subir Bhomik said, do you think it is a repetition of the old record?
No, it's to some extent repetition of the old record to galvanize and to enthuse his cadres, whatever number of cadres he is having now. But what Anup Setia was telling, and you as a senior journalist, you know, I don't have any doubt about the sincerity of Anup Setia and Rajkhwa while they will be requesting the government of India or appealing the government of India about the need to include Paresh Barua. I don't have any doubt on that. But to what extent government of India is going to listen or to give importance to Anup Setia and Aurobindo Rajkhwa, that is also not a great matter of conjecture for anyone.
But if they don't give importance to somebody who is coming forward for talks,
I'll tell you, Wasbir,
I think that will be a very unfortunate thing.
It's an unfortunate thing.
No,
I
but
don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen.
If the government of India does not give importance, as Mozub Bora is suggesting, if the government of India actually does not give importance to Pro-Talk group led by Anup Setia, then it's going to be an unfortunate affair.
No, I do not think that the government of India is not going to give importance to Anup Setia or Aurobindo Rajkhwa. They have been brought overground for that purpose only, to bring peace through negotiation. So that definitely they are going to get that importance, and their point of view will be definitely taken into consideration.
My point is to what extent Anup Setia, I don't have doubt about their capability and sincerity. To what extent government of India is going to give importance, to the extent that they will be going or sending some emissary to bring
they are not saying. They are not saying.
No, they will be appealing.
They will be appealing. They are asking the government of India to send.
To what extent that will cut the ice with government of India.
Anup Setia said that it is the responsibility of the government of India to send the emissary.
Yeah, Anup Setia is concerned.
Now, let me ask this question.
With the equal concern, whether government of India will be showing that sort of empathy to bring lasting peace in the state of Assam. That's the million-dollar question.
Now, Sunil Nath, how much of importance do you give to Anup Setia and Aurobindo Rajkhwa, or for that matter, the Pro-Talk group? Do you think they are also an important player?
See, as far as Anup Setia and also Aurobindo Rajkhwa, both are very important leaders of Alpha, and they, along with Paresh Barua and of course Vice Chairman Pradeep Gogoi, they actually formed a standing council when we were there. So they were the top 4 leaders, and now if Aurobindo Rajkhwa and Anup Setia are into peace talks, they can actually, I think, persuade Paresh Barua to talk with the government of India. And yes, of course, the other side of the coin is that, like we have been discussing, the talks have to be unconditional, where I beg to differ a little from my good friend Subir Bhavik, is that, yes, Paresh Barua is repeating what he had said for the last 20 years. But then again, isn't it logical that if there are to be talks between 2 warring parties, 2 sides who are in coalition course, then why can't the talks be unconditional? Yes, sovereignty, the issue of sovereignty, well, why is it a taboo? If you go to the Indian Constitution and remove the 16th Amendment, then talking about sovereignty is not taboo.
Yeah.
Only the 16th Amendment, which was introduced in 1963, lays down reasonable restrictions on freedom of expression.
That is contestable.
I am not very happy to predict, but it's going to happen. Paresh Barua may try to utilize the sovereignty, as Dilip Bora was telling, as a bargaining point, but government of India, whatever limited understanding I have about government of India, they are not going to give that leeway or latitude.
No, that is fine. That is fine, Mayur Bora. But we also know that NSC and IM has not yet given up their demand for sovereignty. So in public they still say that our demand for sovereignty still continues.
That corroborates then one of the statement of Paresh Barua that getting into negotiation with government of India is like getting stuck in a traffic jam. So
that is a different thing. But when you agree to come in for a negotiation, you don't have to say that.
I agree.
But it is understood.
I agree with Anu. It should be unconditional, sincere, and they should try to really solve the problem of the people.
Yes, Sunil Nath. Yes.
Why can't it discuss something? Indian democracy, India is not a banana republic. India is the most populous democracy in the world. It is a 70 years old heritage where popular leaders like Indira Gandhi were thrown out, brought back 2 years later by the people of India. if the Indian constitution, which was adopted in its original form, is to be followed, then everything can be discussed. This is a legal constitutional point. See amendment, 16th amendment, adopted in 1963. After Annadurai, while taking his oath, claimed in the Rajya Sabha for a Tamil Nadu. After that, in 1963, Pandit Nehru and others brought in this amendment, which put in these reasonable restrictions. Which
No,
said
Mr. Nath, I
it cannot
respect
go
your
against
sentiments.
the
If you
sovereignty
just
of
hear
India.
me out, just 2 sentences, I respect your sentiments. I said that government of India, I never said that government of India should not talk about sovereignty. I said I am very sad to predict that government of India is not going to give that latitude or leeway to Paresh Barua to talk about sovereignty on the table. This is a practical assessment of the situation. I neither support this nor second this nor endorse this.
Let me Sunil Nath, I'll come to you. Dilip Bora, you have been with the government for at least 35 years. You have risen to the position of the Director General of Police. Now, my question to you, Dilip Bora, is this. Now, we all know that sovereignty is something which India cannot compromise, cannot even discuss. But there can be a breakthrough if the government of India were to say tomorrow that, okay, Paresh Barua, come and present all your demands. Present.
Yeah.
Not
that is
discuss.
what I was saying. That
Discussion
is what
is a different thing.
Yeah,
come and present.
No, that is
then
what I was
then
saying.
the starting point is made.
There is nothing wrong in calling someone to the table to place his demands before them.
Because
Another thing in politics is a continuous process. It keeps on changing. In democracy especially, things keep on changing depending on the situation. So today's situation may not last tomorrow. So tomorrow the negotiation points may differ. Negotiation points may differ, new issues may come up. Now, one more thing, Paresh Barua, the group, if it is not brought to the negotiation table or if they do not come forward themselves to bring lasting peace in Assam, I have a doubt that even in future, Assam will have a very peaceful
I have a greater doubt. This will be a mirage.
No,
it will not be there.
Moyor, I have a very simple approach. Now, suppose the government of India, I don't know what your demands are. You don't talk about your demands now. You come and meet us and place your demands. Simple.
Yeah, I'll be one of the happiest person if government of India shows that amount of magnanimity and kindness to call Paresh Barua, come all with your demands. And if I am not wrong, I think Dilip Bora can, or you can also correct me. I think around 12-13 years back during Manmohan Singh Prime Ministership, when PCG was formed, there was, if I remember correctly, there was an inclination that government of India is willing to talk about all the issues.
All the issues.
That is what I am saying. Things keep on changing.
That keep on changing. That has to be brought in now.
The government may change. Government, the persons who are running the government, their attitude may change.
May change, yeah.
And they may
I can hope I'll be one of the most, I'll be the happiest person.
Government is not a fixed thing.
Sunil Nath, is this possible? Because you have been saying that if tomorrow, you have said in the past, Sunil Nath, that assuming, suppose the government gives Paresh Barua permission tomorrow to hold a meeting in Judges Field, you said that not even 500 people will attend because it will be an open public meeting. There is no, I mean, you said that in the past. Can you explain that argument?
I still do. You see, because we have made preaching of secession a crime, preaching of secession even non-violently a crime, that is why it has become such a big issue. If it could have been debated, actually it is being debated now. It is being debated on the highways of Guwahati. Today I have seen in a TV, many people are saying if this happens, Assam will think of becoming independent and all those things.
We are not discussing that, but
if you simply
Sunil Nath, this
in the
debate
context
is
of what has happened today, the citizenship amendment bill.
We are not discussing that.
I understand, okay.
Yeah.
But there is a possibility.
What I am strongly suggesting is that we can have an unconditional talks like everybody in the panel is saying, where you can come and say anything you want. Everything under the sun is open. Okay, then you discuss them one by one logically.
Yes.
Like I told you, if you hold a referendum in Assam tomorrow, I don't think the result will go for secession.
Absolutely.
Over. Like we are living in 21st century.
Yes.
Those days are over. We cannot be anachronistic. But the thing
That
is
those
that
are-
you have to allow people to put
Yeah, those are
Please, go
extremely
ahead.
pragmatic and practical words from the former publicity chief of the ULFA and now of course a very, very well-known columnist and writer, a member of the civil society, Sunil Nath. We'll go for a break, but before that, very quickly, Subir Bhomik, Anup Sethi has said that Paresh Barua is the key to a lasting solution in Assam. Subir Bhomik.
Paresh Barua is the key to lasting peace in Assam only if he wants peace. If he is not interested to accept Indian sovereignty over Assam, there is no way I can see talks getting off. You know, we have heard reports that, you know, the Naga settlement will be based on shared sovereignty. Maybe then we'll have to wait for the Naga Accord and what kind of shared sovereignty plays out in that accord to apply it to Assam if possible. But the point is very simple. You know, the government of India, if it has brought the pro-talks people to the table and the almost all important leaders there, you know, if they are in a position to deliver and go ahead with the accord, the government of India will not be doing justice to the peace process if it backs off then and waits for Paresh Barua for kingdom for all times to come. Because one man, well, he's important because he's a troublemaker and he could actually thwart the peace process by stepping up violence and, you know, sort of exploding a bomb here or ambushing a security force there. But can any government wait till kingdom comes for
Not
one
at all.
gentleman if
No
he's not
government-
falling in line?
Yeah, absolutely. No government can wait indefinitely for Paresh Barua to come and join the peace process. On that note, we should go for another short break. Stay on. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee, Mr. Anup Sethi, ULFA leader, General Secretary, has said that they will ask the government of India to even go to the extent of sending an emissary to try and get Paresh Barua to the negotiating table. Now, do you want the government of India to take initiatives to bring Paresh Barua to the negotiation process? Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee.
Now, see, what the people of Assam wants. People wants that there should be a violence-free atmosphere and a permanent solution. And we are appealing to the all arms groups to shun violence and come to the negotiating table, discussion table, so that there can be permanent solution. The government and the armed group, they must sit together. They must sit in the discussion table to find out a permanent solution. And that is the only way. So it is on one part, it is the duty of the government as a guardian to initiate a continuous political initiative that is inclusive.
True.
On the other hand, it is the duty of the arms group also to reciprocate, so that they can shun violence and also find out a acceptable permanent
Yes,
solution.
Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee, but you agree that Paresh Barua or the ULFA independent must be in the peace process for lasting peace in Assam, and it's a very important component of the whole process in the state.
Yeah, we are appealing to all. We are appealing to all to shun violence. On the other hand, to start the political dialogue so that acceptable permanent solution can be achieved.
Now,
And it is the duty of the government. I am just repeating it again. It is the duty of the government as a guardian. They must have a continuous political initiative to continue this peace process inclusively, so that a acceptable permanent solution can be achieved. On the other hand, the all arms groups must reciprocate on this peace process to find out a permanent acceptable solution.
yeah. Now, do you also want that government should go to the extent of sending an emissary to try and meet Paresh Barua, prepare the ground, and bring them over? Do you think there should be a more serious move by the government of India? Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee.
Exactly. It is the right time. I am just repeating again. The time is very important, and as a guardian of the country, it is the sole duty and the main duty of the government to to initiate a continuous political initiative. I am just giving more emphasis on the continuous political initiative to find out a acceptable permanent solution. This must be continuous political initiative.
Now, Mr. Sunil Nath, what do you think are the options before the government now? What are the options before the government? And do you think, and whose court the ball lies? Does the ball lie in the court of the government of India, or do you think the ball lies in the court of Paresh Barua?
See, I agree that the government of India is an elected government of India, is the guardian of the Indian people. So ultimately, the ball always lies with the government of India, because it is the government of India who will have to initiate any peace process. And sending an emissary is the easiest thing to do, I think, should be the easiest thing to do, because sending an emissary doesn't harm anybody, doesn't harm Indian sovereignty. If an authorized emissary of government of India talks with Paresh Barua, learns what he wants and understands what he wants, then the talk process, the peace process gets initiated. Because like Dr. Sobhujal Bhattacharya has been saying, yes, non-violent atmosphere, I strongly endorse it. But then again, like we say in Assamese, it cannot be Mori Khalir Handi. It cannot be that. It cannot be a peaceful and non-violent atmosphere where all the injustices continue, all the grievances remain. That cannot be it. The grievances have to be addressed.
Mr. Sunil Nath, there is also this talk. If we look at the impending Naga peace process, we are also expecting a Naga peace accord with Government of India and NSC and IM. And by all accounts, the Nagas are supposed to get something called a shared sovereignty. What is your concept of what do you understand by a shared sovereignty? What is your understanding?
I definitely welcome that. Like I told you earlier, I strongly believe that in 21st century, the concept of sovereignty as such has underwent thorough change. Political sovereignty doesn't mean so much anymore, because ultimately it is the economic stature of a nation that counts. Because Israel, with its small population, with small land area, has become a world acknowledged force. So I think political sovereignty doesn't count that much. The thing is that the people of Assam should get their dues, and the leadership of Nagaland, NSCN, they have been very mature. They have been talking very maturely to the government of India. And it is a good talk process going on. It should be emulated.
Just hold on, Mr. Sunil Nath. Just hold on. Dilip Bora, what do you think of, what do you understand by shared sovereignty? Because by all accounts, everyone is saying that Nagas will be getting something called a shared sovereignty. What is your understanding? Is it just a separate flag? Is it just a separate powers? What is it?
Besides the flag and certain powers, actually shared sovereignty will include, actually without that it will be meaningless, the protection of their identity, their culture, their way of life. So these are the things which are actually being demanded by the people of Assam.
But everybody is demanding it.
That is what I am saying. That is why I say this is one of the major demand of Alpha also, that our identity should be protected and our culture should be protected, our way of life should be protected. The problem in Assam is that people are coming from outside and occupying most of the land here, and that has become a there is a demographic threat to the indigenous people in Assam. That is the biggest problem people are facing here. So this is a question of identity, and shared sovereignty is actually guaranteeing that your identity will be protected by means of, say, there will be no land right for other people, that kind of thing.
I'll come to you, Mayur Bora. Sunil Nath, the ULFA's main demand, some of the main demands which is likely to feature in the forthcoming ULFA peace accord is constitutional safeguards for the people of Assam, land rights, and these are the two most important clauses that are going to be going to feature in the forthcoming Alpha peace accord. Do you think that will be enough? That can we call that shared sovereignty?
I think if it takes care of the basic needs of the people of Assam, the Assamese people, the indigenous people of Assam, then it is there, it is done. You see, like, I strongly believe that secessionism and a concept of a Soviet Assam that is separated from India, those days are gone. We cannot go back to those days, but as citizens of India, we deserve to be properly taken care of, and it is the duty of Delhi to make Assam at par with the rest of India economically, with full political rights and full constitutional safeguards for the indigenous people. That's it.
Right, but again,
For me.
but constitutional safeguards is the right of every Indian citizen.
Well, yes, but indigenous people's rights have been recognized by the UNO, and India is a signatory to that declaration. So, indigenous people have some special affirmative protection apart from the fundamental and citizens' rights.
No,
Yes.
Wasbir, if I can butt
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
constitutional safeguard is definitely an aspiration of all Indians residing in different states. But if you remember, the Indian states were created in 1950s on the basis of language. Today is not the situation for any Gujarati or any Tamilian or any Telugu to be threatened by the fact that most number of people from a neighboring country or the state have come, and the indigenous people are likely to be outnumbered.
Yeah.
Assam situation is different. That is why, because of the exploitation of the people, because of the
I think
dominant feeling
I
about
have
the
to-
people in the mind that
I'll
we
have
have
to
not
leave-
been taken kindly, because of that alpha has emerged, other secessionist groups have emerged,
Mayur,
and that
I have
reason
to-
has to be taken into account.
Before I say thank you to Sunil Nath, what have you made out of this discussion, Sunil Nath? Sunil Nath. I think we have lost
No, I was,
the line.
just
Yes,
if I
Mayur,
can, yeah.
you're
See,
saying.
I was not supporting violence. I was not supporting secessionism. What I was telling, not the baseless emotion of Assamese people, but at times we are also very prone to emotional sloganeering and rhetoric. But the dominant one, which is rational emotion and sentiments of the
Yeah.
people, that we have been given some sort of stepmotherly treatment.
Yeah.
We have been persecuted. We have been exploited, which has been highlighted by both Mr. Sunil Nath and Dr. Homujjal Bhatta also today, and has been by different scholars of Assam in last 70-80 years. That feeling needs to be taken into account by Government of India, by the state, whoever be the party at the center. If that feeling is not taken into
Very
account or
true.
taken into reckoning, I think this kind of problem will be there in different degrees in the times to come, and all the people of Assam will suffer for that. People in the mainland India will not be suffering, because they will see occasionally a headline in the newspapers, but we are the people, we have suffered enough. Enough is enough. I think we have to stop this.
True.
Because of that, I appeal to Mr. Paresh Barua also to shun violence, to abjure violence, and to come with the condition. But the greater responsibility lies with Government of India, because they have to create a situation in which we should not create some stumbling blocks or roadblocks before someone coming to the negotiation
Greater
table by
responsibility-
creating or saying something about our constitution.
Greater responsibility lies with the Government of
Government
India.
of India.
Subir Bhomik, what are the options before the Government of India? How do you see the Ulfa I Act? How could the Ulfa I respond, Ulfa Independent respond in the days ahead? And what are the options before the Government of India? Subir Bhomik.
Well, actually, it's true. I fully agree that the problem of the Ulfa and the problem of Assam is a political problem and not a military one. And there are people in the army who also accepts that they are there only to soften these guys out.
Yeah.
So that they can come to the table and finally there is an agreement or a settlement or some kind of an accord. But the point here is that if the Alpha Independent remains outside the peace process and goes about ambushing security forces and setting off explosions or burning down oil tankers, this is an act of military violence.
True.
And therefore the Indian state will be under severe sort of compulsions to react militarily. So now the ball is in Paresh Barua's court, whether he is prepared to give up what he has been saying for a very long time and accept Assam as a part of India, because there is no way Assam can be part of.
Yeah. Now, Dilip Bora, you know, we are talking about Paresh Barua should take this decision, he should do this, he should that. There is a question to you is, do you think Paresh Barua is an absolutely free man? Do you think he can take his own decisions? I am asking you this question because you know why, because there are allegations that he is in the grip of so-and-so intelligence agency, he is in the grip of that country. So these are some of the allegations.
See, whenever there is a rebel group operating from the outside the country, he will definitely have to take some assistance from some other agencies which may be inimical to the mother country. So that is probable, and that may be true also in case of Paresh Barua, that he may not be a free man. But after saying that also, I believe that he has got certain ideology which he is pursuing. And with those people with whom he has come into some understanding, they also understand that he has got certain responsibility. If he is a leader, he must have responsibility. And I appeal to him that he should heed to the cries of the people, the cries of the times, and come for negotiation table, because he may not get sovereignty, but he may be very important force to bring federalism to this country. Federalism is in peril. That is true. For the last 70 years, federalism is systematically brought down in Assam, in India. So he can contribute a lot for the future of the good future of the people of Assam and also other states. That is very important.
He can contribute.
In Northeast.
One point I'd like to say, see, Subir Bhomik is telling ball is in the court of Paresh Barua. Sunil Nath is telling ball is in the court of Government of India. See, we the people of Assam, we have been sandwiched trying to analyze in whose court the ball lies. But the main problem, ultimately what has happened, collateral damage is a euphemism. Ultimately people like Bhaskar Kolita and many people in the past, around 10,000 people, Raju Barua and Bhanimai Dotto, they have been brutally raped by Indian forces at one point of time, and how a generation have been exterminated. So we people have been really been sandwiched between these two
we also cannot forget, Mayur, that lot of Ulfa boys have also died.
Yeah, that's what I say. 10,000 indigenous people, when I say they have died, they died because of some, you can say they are misguided and all. My appeal is very, very simple. Let us go to the roots. Why problems like Alpha and other people have arisen, not only in India, but other parts of, not only in Assam or Northeast, in other parts of India also, try to tackle the main roots of the problem. Then only this kind of problem will disappear. Otherwise, in some form, this is going to emerge in the times to come also, which is not a very good thing for the people of Assam.
No, Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee, do you think the Government of India should actually invite all the insurgent groups who are active in Assam to the negotiating table? Apart from Paresh Barua and his group, that is the Ulfa Independent, there are few other militant groups as well who are outside the purview of the peace process even today. Do you think Government of India should launch an initiative to bring all the militant groups in the state to the negotiating table?
See, there must be a political continuous initiative. See, we cannot discuss about the nitty-gritty of the discussion, nitty-gritty of the political dialogue. It is the duty of the government to find out the policy, and the policy should be continuous. So what is the comprehensive policy on the part of the government? We do not know. But what the people of Assam wants, what we want, there must be a continuous political initiative that should be comprehensive also, so that we can have
continuous and comprehensive initiative
solution, acceptable solution to protect the identity of the indigenous people of Assam.
Now, what is the role of the Assam government? Do you think the Assam government has a serial role to play? What are the efforts to bring all groups and pressurize the center? Because so far we have seen that both the Pro-Talk group is talking to the central government, and whatever overtures, if we may call that, Paresh Barua is making, that is also directed at the central government. Samujal Bhattacharjee.
100%, I do agree with your approach, because this government, particular government, had assured the people of Assam they will protect the interest of the indigenous people. So the Assam government is the guardian of the state. So Assam government should also initiate a continuous political pressure or political initiative or political dialogue or any initiative with the government of India, so that this continuous political initiative can be taken by the government of India. The main local guardian is the state government. So it is the duty of the local guardian to take effective initiative so that an acceptable permanent solution can be achieved.
Now, what is the role of the state government, Mayur Bora, in your
The
view?
state government can always facilitate. I don't think, as Samujjal Bhattacharya seems to be very, very optimistic on this issue. I would also like to be optimistic, but you cannot be so optimistic because state government, even if they want, we know Dilip Bora was some time back, he was highlighting that India is a federal state, but with a strong unitary bias. Most of the things what Alpha and other insurgent groups are demanding, that pertain to an area which is in the union list. So, state government, and that too a state government, but here in Assam, as you are asking me a pointed question, because we have got a BJP-led government at the center, and here also we have got a BJP-led government.
Yeah.
So, definitely they can impress upon, keeping in mind their latitude and leeway with the central leadership, and try to say one thing very, very clearly, that people of Assam, enough is enough, they want lasting peace. And for that matter, I will add one more thing: continuous, comprehensive and unconditional talks should be the main agenda and main motto of the government of India if they are serious about ensuring lasting peace in Assam.
Yeah, right. Dilip Bora, I mean, what is the, I mean, I was asking you this question, to what extent can the state government play a big role in this?
The state government can play a really significant role. I do not say that is a big role. By impressing upon the central government, central leadership and the political process in the center, that negotiation for peace is a must. That is the only way forward.
Negotiation for peace is a must.
It's the only way
I have
forward.
to ask you this question.
And secondly,
Yeah.
they have got certain hold on the people of Assam, and also they can project their views
Yeah.
forcefully if the leadership is good. Problem is with us is that we have yet to find such kind of leadership
True.
who can really impress upon the leadership in the center
I
to
appreciate
listen
the
to the
courage
people.
of
No,
Dilip
Dilip
Bora,
Bora,
who is-
Dilip Bora,
who is in
yes.
AGP
Dilip Bora.
in the, yeah, and even
No,
that
we
he is
have a
telling, I
problem of
appreciate that.
leadership.
No,
we have a
I-
crisis of
I
leadership.
appreciate
That is
that.
true.
No,
I
no, no.
appreciate that.
Your, by way of your last words, I'm running short of time, Dilip Bora. You see, there are in drawing room discussions, in lot of living room discussions, you find that people say that, okay, the security establishment does not want the insurgency to end.
But there is a lie. There is a complete lie. There is no security establishment in the world which does not want peace. They want peace and they want progress because they are also part of the society.
Absolutely.
They are not outside the society. Nobody wants, like Bhaskar Kolita's case, to happen.
Yeah.
He has got his children, he has got his
Yeah.
wife, he has got his family. Do you think security people are so unconcerned about their society that they will want this insurgency
Absolutely,
to go
absolutely.
on?
Just
Agreed.
30
Now-
seconds if you give me. Yes.
Yeah, your
As
last
you are-
words,
as
by
you are
way of your
expecting
last
government,
words.
As we are expecting government of Assam to impress upon government of India
Yeah.
for lasting peace in Assam, I take this opportunity to request Dilip Bora, who is a senior AGP leader, also to impress upon the state government so that state government in turn can try to impress upon the central government. I say this because he showed his courage. I appreciate and salute that courage.
Let's hope. I'm running absolutely short of time. Subir Bhomik, your last words. I want to know from you. I'd asked this question to others. Is Paresh Barua a free man? Can he take his own decisions? Subir Bhomik.
There are reports which suggest that he is not, and he has been working with Pakistani and Chinese intelligence agencies for very long. Pakistan is longer than the Chinese, I would imagine.
On what
And
basis are you
therefore,
saying
if he
this?
tries- I mean, I have had some conversation with senior Indian intelligence officers recently who would imagine that he is part of a larger operation, and therefore, if he tries to break out and come to the talks, he may have his own security jeopardized. I mean, this is, some of the senior intelligence officers saying this. I don't necessarily subscribe to this for the very simple reason that if he's living somewhere on the borders of Myanmar and China and is, the important thing Wasbir here is to look at the Wuhan process. If the Chinese and the Indians start playing ball after Prime Minister Modi's meeting with President Xi Jinping, and this extends to many areas including security, I would then imagine that
Absolutely.
the Chinese, being very long-sighted as they usually are, won't like to retain Paresh Barua as a troublemaker.
Yes. Let's see. We have to wait and watch. But there is no denying the fact that the two key players in this whole peace game in the Assam is the government of India and, of course, one of the most powerful rebel group, that is the Ulfa Independent, and its leader Paresh Barua. On that note, I end this edition of Northeast Tonight. I thank all my panelists who have participated in this very, very engaging discussion. Good night and goodbye.